for question 2, I decided to do a video response. I deeply reflected on the question that was posted, which was, do the terms defined this week align with your previous understandings, or do they not align? And how have these terms been used, adopted, co-opted in your teaching and learning spaces? When watching the video that Professor Caitlin Watson posted on the key terms for this week, one of the terms that really stood out to me was the word or term Indigenous. I actually used to use the term Indigenous only to describe Aboriginal peoples in the Canadian context. However, I actually learned from this video that this term can be used internationally, and it's linked to individuals who were the first people to have a historical or spiritual connection in that area or in that land. I found it also interesting that the word was also described as being homogenous, since it can describe many groups of people all around the world. This actually impacts my teaching and learning in the courses that I teach to my students in social studies. I taught a unit on ancient Greece and ancient Egypt when looking at different civilizations, and I realized I could actually use the term Indigenous to describe the first people in those civilizations as well as in the Canadian context. Another word that really stood out to me, which we learned about this week, was the term Aboriginal. I actually always thought that it was used within the Canadian context, but I didn't know that it defined the First Nations people, the Métis, and also the Inuit peoples of Canada. So pretty much this term describes all three groups of people. And I can also use this term in social studies when teaching to my students when looking at Canadian history. Overall, I found it really interesting learning about these terms, and I think it's very important that we use them properly when teaching units of history and social studies. Overall, I've learned a lot just learning these terms and how to use them and when to use them. Thank you. Bye.